Should every American home have a solar-powered roof? Representative Khanna joins Thom Hartmann to discuss. Like, subscribe, share with your friends and family, ding the bell, and leave your comments below.
James in Hollywood, California, you are on the air with Congressman Khanna.
Greetings, gentlemen. My professor, the smartest man in all media, with whom you're sharing a screen, taught me that Germany started a solar panel on every rooftop. Could you introduce a standalone bill, solar panels on every rooftop bill, based on Germany's bill, and Tom could help you draft a bill, millions of jobs, and help them save the planet? What say you, Congressman?
You know, it's a great idea. I had a very encouraging conversation yesterday with Congressman Northam, who's a Republican from South Carolina, and he's the ranking member on the Environment Subcommittee that I'm the chair of. And he said that he is all for solar energy, and he's all for looking for ways to increase solar energy's adoption, which I found refreshing. So I'm happy to look into what you're proposing, and it actually could be something we finally get a bipartisan movement on.
Are you familiar with the German 100,000 panels initiative from 15, 20 years ago?
I am not.
They were trying to retire two large nuclear power plants. This was the goal, and they needed to get a certain number of houses. And so it was a three-step process. Number one, they went to the banks and they said, if you will loan money to homeowners to solarize their houses at 2%, we will backstop those loans 100%, so there's no risk to you. Then they went to the power companies and they said, we've done the calculations, and the cost to build these two nuclear power plants that they were planning on building, that cost will be 7 times what your ratepayers are paying right now over a 10-year period, even though the power plants have a longer than a 10-year lifespan. So we're asking you to buy surplus electricity from these solar panels on these people's homes at 7 times the retail rate for a 10-year period. You will have the exact same investment as if you built a nuclear plant, but you will now have a solar infrastructure instead of a nuclear infrastructure. And we will back that too. So they put this into place hoping to put 100,000 rooftops up, which would have replaced those two nukes. They stopped it eventually at several million because the power grid couldn't handle all the electricity that was being generated. And now they've upgraded the grid. And now you take the train from, like, I always go from Frankfurt to Stadtsteinach to through Würzburg, east to west. And so you're looking up north and you're looking on the southern slopes of all these houses. And it's like 80% of every house in Germany now has solar panels on it. They're generating, last May they generated a surplus of electricity. They were exporting electricity. It cost the banks nothing. It cost the government nothing. It saved them the cost of building 2 nuclear power plants. And the guy, I spoke at a conference in Spain with one of the 2 German legislators who put this together. This guy, his name was Schmidt. He's now passed away. This was about 8-10 years ago. And he was a national hero. I mean, this program really worked. I'd be glad offline to give you more details and all that sort of stuff. But that's how it worked.
I would love to. It sounds brilliant, frankly. And maybe we can look into it on this committee, do an actual hearing on it, and see if there's some model legislation we could do here.
Yeah, plus they created all these jobs and they were manufacturing a lot of these solar panels in Germany. They started out having to import them. They created all these jobs installing these things, and so it's just, it was a spectacular success.